Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So it has been almost a month. We moved and that took us a couple of weeks to get everything assembled here, and it's still a lot to unpack here. We still have a lot to do. Still a work in progress, but nonetheless, we've been super busy. And on top of that, I was planning on coming back a week ago to film, but I got deathly sick. Seriously. I had really severe food poisoning, and that really killed me. I thought I was gonna die. It was that bad. And needless to say, I'm fine now and I'm all good. And I just really was super sad that I couldn't come back sooner. But needless to say, I'm here. I'm ready. It is WrestleMania season. Let's get into this. This is going to be my 2017 Royal Rumble official predictions. Now, I've had a lot of you guys tweet me the past couple of weeks asking me who my updated pick is. Now, I filmed a video, a Rumble prediction video on Thanksgiving, who I would love to see win. Clearly, Rusev is not being booked to the best of his ability, let's be honest. So, I'm gonna say I have, my dream Rumble, who I would love to see win, and who I realistically think is going to win. Now, I'm going to touch on every single thing in this video, including who I think is going to come in number 1 and 2, surprise Rumble entrants, some returns, and who I ultimately think is going to take it home in San Antonio on January 29th. We are 2 weeks out from the Rumble. Let's get into it. Can we just talk about how star-studded this Rumble is? I can't think of a Rumble in recent years that has the star power that this Rumble has. We have Goldberg, we have Brock Lesnar, we have Jericho, we have Undertaker. Those big 4 names right there, that's amazing. I don't think a Rumble has had those huge names in such a long time. It's been a decade, maybe more. Those are 4 big attraction household names. So the reason why I love the Rumble is because of the unpredictability. There's always like 3 or 4 guys who could really win, and we just have to try to figure out leading up to the Rumble who could really take it. This year, I feel like there's more than 3 or 4 guys. I feel like there's like 5 or 6 or 7, and it makes it all the more fun, because I'm a huge advocate of the Rumble. I'm a huge advocate of pushing newer talent and elevating them. So, I think Seth Rollins is going to open the Rumble. He'll be number 1. I think Dolph Ziggler is going to be number 2. I'm gonna rant slightly about the New Day. Now, I am aware that all 3 of them are in. I personally think that's wasted entrance. I think all we need is Kofi to have his big Rumble moment like every single year. I don't think we need all of them in. I think it's a waste. I seriously do. Especially since they're only keeping it to 30 men. I think, why would you have Xavier and Big E? Now, Big E's great, but Xavier? Really? So, yeah, I disagree with that booking. Like I said, I think Rollins is actually going to have a record in this Rumble. He's not gonna win. Not a chance, honestly. Rollins is going to last the longest. I think he's gonna last, 55, 60 minutes in the Rumble. He's gonna have that record for this Rumble. Now, I think there's gonna be some NXT call-ups during the Royal Rumble match. I think Ty Dillinger will be the number 10 entrant, which would go perfect with his perfect 10 gimmick. It would be a damn shame and a crime and a sin, you get the point, if the writers do not utilize him for the Royal Rumble match, because who else could really be in that number 10 spot besides Dillinger? That's fucking made for him, let's be honest. So I think Ty definitely should be called up, because he hasn't really done much for NXT in terms of being pushed. He was always the guy who put over younger talent or bigger stars. And I just think now is his time to shine, and I think he would be perfect on the SmackDown brand. My theory stands true to this day. I think Samoa Joe will also debut in the Royal Rumble match, and I'm excited for it. You know, he's done all he could do in NXT. He is the two-time NXT champion and first ever two-time NXT champion. So yeah, he's done all he could do, and he lasted a lot longer in NXT than I ever thought he would. So, yeah, Samoa Joe is definitely going to be called up. And who he's going to feud with, I'm not sure. Maybe Lesnar, maybe Heyman turning on Brock and siding with Joe. The possibilities are endless. I think Finn Balor is definitely going to return to the Rumble. He was seen at the UK tournament just watching the talent, and I think that's kind of a sign. I think he is rehabbing quicker than they expected. Now, I personally wouldn't choose to have him win because I feel like he would need to be built up much stronger than he was the first time. So, yeah, I would definitely say to have him in the Rumble, but not win. I think the big return is going to be Kurt Angle. A lot of times people have predicted this, but Kurt Angle has mentioned that he will be coming back to WWE. He did not say when, but I think now or never kind of thing. So I think it would be perfect for Kurt Angle to come back, and I would be excited for that. I don't think he's going to win. He might win, but I just don't think he will if he does return. But those are just my predictions of who I think is going to debut and return in this year's Rumble. Now, everybody's probably like, get to the fucking point. Okay, who I think is going to win this Rumble. So I'm going to do a process of elimination. I do not think Goldberg is going to win. I do not think Taker is going to win. I do not think Lesnar is going to win. I think all of those people are either going to feud with each other. Like I think Lesnar, Goldberg will feud with each other. I think Taker, I honestly don't know what Taker's point is in this Rumble. I'm really annoyed at it, to be honest. And now I know everybody's going to be like, just like, no, he doesn't deserve to be in the Rumble. He doesn't. You know, he's done all he could do. I'm sick and fucking tired of repeated winners. We need new people to win the Rumble. You know, make it fucking coveted. I'm so sick and tired of, you know, old people, veterans winning and winning and winning and winning. Give it to a new person. I do not think Lesnar is going to win. I do not think Goldberg is going to win. Hopefully they eliminate each other. Or my prediction, who I realistically think is going to win, I think Braun Strowman is going to win. A lot of people are sleeping on him. A lot of people don't really analyze Raw the way I analyze Raw. I tend to look at it like an Easter egg. There's certain little Easter eggs that are in these promos where like Strowman's in the background. That's a big sign, people. That is a big sign. He's being booked really, really strong as a huge monster. I think that Roman is going to defeat Owens at the Rumble. I unfortunately do. Now, in my perfect world, I would have Jericho win the Rumble, and I would have Jericho main event with Owens at WrestleMania 33. Probably not going to happen, seeing as Vince really likes Strowman, and you know how he feels about Roman. So, and Strowman Roman has a kind of a ring to it, sadly. But yeah, I definitely think Strowman's going to win the Rumble. He's definitely going to have the most eliminations if he doesn't win. But I still think I would bet that Strowman is going to take it this year, the 2017 Royal Rumble. I just am a big advocate of newer people winning. No matter who you are, I do not think a veteran should win this year's Rumble, unless his name is Chris Jericho. Because Jericho did save 2016 for me. He's in the best storyline right now with the whole best friend angle. I think it's awesome. I think it's epic. And I would give him this opportunity to win because his resume is incredible. He's won every single title. All he needs is a Royal Rumble under his belt, and then he can say goodbye, you know? And I personally would have Jericho win just because he's fucking amazing, and Kevin Owens versus Jericho would tear the roof off of the Citrus Bowl in Orlando. But if they are going another route, I definitely think it's going to be Braun Strowman. You know, I'm bitter about it because I'm sick of Roman being in the main event again. If it does actually happen. But that's not who I want. I want Chris Jericho. Jericho is my pick going in, but realistically, I think Strowman's winning. I don't hate Strowman, but I do hate Roman Reigns. So yeah, I just think it's really foreshadowing, and especially since Roman lost the US title, Chris Jericho now has the US belt. There's actually a couple of followers on my Twitter saying that Jericho's actually going to be in a storyline with Rusev, and it's going to be Chris Jericho versus Rusev at 33. That's really crazy. I didn't even see that coming from a mile away, and usually I'm good with these things, but if that's true, it's going to be an amazing match. I just always thought Vince McMahon loved the heel-face dynamic, so I'm not sure if Jericho is going to be a face soon. I don't know. So if anyone has any information about that, definitely comment down below and let me know. I'm going to actually throw a couple of dark horses, a lot of sleeper picks, couple of dark horses who I would say have a shot, but probably not going to win. Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin is always being looked at as like the future heavyweight champion, a future champion. Like, I definitely think he's somebody to look out for in the Rumble. Now, I don't think he's going to win, but it's someone to look out for him. And another pick who I think is a good dark horse, The Miz. The Miz killed it in 2016. He had the IC title for most of 2016. He's been killing it on the mic. He's had these epic segments, and I just think he's someone to look out for in the Rumble. Possibly like a final 6, final 4 kind of person. Same going for Corbin. I think Corbin could be in the final 6, final 4 kind of deal, but I do not think that they are going to win. Like I said, it is going to come down to, if I had to say the final 4, Strowman, Lesnar, Taker, and Goldberg probably. It is what it is. I mean, a lot of these people I don't like. I just hope Jericho could somehow prevail, or Strowman, because I do not want Lesnar. I do not want Taker. I do not want Goldberg to win. None of these people deserve it. They don't. I do not believe in a part-timer winning the Rumble. I don't. You know, if you want to fight with me, by all means, hit me up on Twitter, Valena Tweets. Hit me up. I'm up to debate with you, because honestly, if a fucking part-timer wins, I'm gonna get fucking crazy. So, with that being said, follow me on Twitter, and please subscribe for way more videos. I love you guys so much. I'll be back very, very soon for more.